we have some breaking news we're monitoring this morning. A train derailment in Raymond, Minnesota. That's about 2 hours west of Minneapolis. The car derailed, causing a fire and evacuation in the town of Raymond.
Our Pauline Lee is there live this morning. Pauline, just arriving on the scene. What have you learned? What are you seeing right now?
Yeah, good morning, ladies. Well, the train derailment is actually still on fire now. Keep in mind, this started at 1 o'clock this morning, so we're going on about 4.5 hours of this response effort. But take a look at this massive response behind me. You see off into the distance here, just to give you a lay of the land, we're on County Road 3. So right in front of us, that is Highway 23. That runs parallel to the railroad tracks. You can see a handful of rail cars still on fire. That's the ones that derailed. You see a truck ladder, a fire truck ladder, hoisted up into the air. Right now, we don't see any water coming from that. When we arrived at the scene, there was water coming from that, but you can still see the smoke, the flames coming from that train derailment here. And you can also see the massive response efforts that's happening here. So a little bit more about the train derailment. What we know so far from the Candy-Ojai County Sheriff's Department, they said this train derailed at about 1 o'clock this morning. This is a BNSF train. So this is a Burlington Northern Santa Fe train that was carrying ethanol and corn syrup. And so when this happened at about 1 o'clock, the town of Raymond here, parts of it were evacuated as a precautionary measure. We're talking about a half-a-mile radius around this crash site here. So people were evacuated to a nearby school in Princeburg, and that's just for temporary this morning. That site will be moving to nearby Unity Church, also in Princeburg, later on this morning as crews here work to clear this site here and get it under control. But as of right now, you still see the flames going. We see the smoke. I can tell you right now, it's very cold outside. You've got a number of response teams, fire departments from the town of Raymond and beyond here. We know that from the Sheriff's Department. And there's also a breeze as well. There's wind. So that definitely does not help in terms of fighting the fire here. We do know the Red Cross is responding as well, helping to put up shelters for people, canteens, rescue efforts, volunteer efforts. They are already ready and working this morning. So we'll continue to stay here. As soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to let you know. But as of right now, we do want to mention MnDOT has closed Highway 23. This is about a 7-mile stretch. And just to give you how small Raymond is, that 7-mile stretch goes beyond the town limits. So it goes beyond the town of Raymond. So this is a main thoroughfare through the town of Raymond. This is closed for the time being as crews work to get this train derailment under control.
All right, this is the main thoroughfare through central Minnesota there to Pauline. As you said, the Red Cross on the scene, but the weather conditions just making it challenging for not only the families that had to be evacuated there in the middle of the night at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, we've heard from people who have told us that they got a rude awakening at the door, if you will, from emergency response people who are telling them to evacuate because of this train derailment. So obviously in the middle of the night, people are sound asleep. You have to get up, you have to get what belongings you can and then evacuate. And you don't know how long you're going to be out there. You don't know how long this is going to take. MnDOT doesn't know how long either. We've been in touch with them as well. So this is ongoing. Again, we're on about 4.5 hours of this train derailment, and you can still see those train derailments, those cars still on fire, and crews still working to put out the flames and get this under control.
All right, and already lots of questions here on social media about what is going on with all of these train derailments here, and we should